Welcome to today's episode of Thinking Thursdays. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So today I'm going to be heading to spend the day with Jeremy Mills. He's a contractor. He's a business owner. He's an investor, guys. He does so much, guys. And we're going to get to know exactly what he does on a day-to-day basis. So we'll catch you guys when we get there. Deuces.
I know there's electricity through a temporary outlet. I have to find out exactly which one it is. And there is water there, but I believe they may have turned off the water yesterday because they cut a pipe. Let me find out about the water. I know there's power. I just got to find out where, and let me find out about the water. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Phone's ringing early in the morning.
That's right. Because new builds are really about how you manage them and the crews you get to get in here.
Yeah.
Because when you hire the right people on new construction, you don't have to babysit them. Now, I don't care who you hire on remodeling, you got to do a little bit of babysitting. It's just the way it is. I named the plans down at the city, country, modern, just in case we ever get to do them again.
Okay.
We recently just did a slab, so that's why we haven't got this door in.
Okay.
Let's check it out.
Nice.
A little bit open concept,
Yeah.
recessed lights, ceiling fan. Nice.
Yeah.
And back here, this is just the beginning stage. This looks like it's really far along as far as left to do, but we're about to get into the hyper mega stage where it's going to be insulation, drywall, finishing, trim within probably 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it looks a little unfinished now. In the next 2 weeks, these things are really come together.
I like the fresh wood because most gutted properties I've seen have been like
they're all
old wood. Yeah.
This is what it looks like when it's new construction and it's all framed up, windows are in, HVAC's been roughed in, plumbing's been roughed in, and electrical's been roughed in.
So for something like this, I know you took a course and like you had to get the license, but like, did you have a mentor that taught you how to do this?
I've always had mentors throughout my whole business. I always look up to whoever's doing good. What are they doing good? What are they doing wrong? I want to take only the good. I want to leave the bad.
Okay.
As far as builders, I never had a mentor, and I never took a course on this. I did all remodeling work, and when you do remodeling work for a few years, you start to see how everything is put together.
Okay.
You're pulling it apart, you're putting it back together. It's no different than just building it.
Okay.
So really, I just got the years of experience. I did do some studying. I didn't take any courses. Got my contractor's license, and basically I just went for it. Now we pull that out, hit that with some 5 minutes. See that?
Yeah.
And really around the whole thing.
Okay.
Just hit it with some 5 minutes, because then we can paint it.
I'm scared it's gonna break off in the wall. That's why I didn't change that out yesterday. This neck, I put the pliers on it.
Is that tight?
You hear
If
it
you
wobbling in the wall.
if you can't replace it, let's clean it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little sandpaper, get the paint on it,
Okay.
and we'll be good to go. All right. All our stuff here, it's a little clogged up. Trust me, every time I clean it, it goes right back to this state. This is my one of my freaking contractor's tools he brought out of a daggone garage. It's going to be getting out of here soon.
Okay.
We built this whole shelving system for storage. We rebuilt this stairs here. You look over this way, it was steep like a daggone ladder going straight up. So we went ahead so we can bring stuff up here.
Okay.
We have a little gym upstairs. We got a little entertainment area upstairs.
Okay.
Yep, I love it here.
That's awesome.
Beer fridge, which I'm not drinking as much these days, so it's
Okay.
empty.
Wow.
That's the office.
I like the back wall.
Yes, we did this ourselves. Flooring was extra on a job. Good free floor.
Wow. Yeah.
This was a bump out. The last guy had this area had a long truck, and this is where the tailgate would go. We had it framed out, so we just threw a little tilt to make it look a little rugged, rustic look.
I like it.
We love it here.
Okay, weird.
This is where make everything happen. See, we got the North Carolina contractor's application. We got the South Carolina contractor's application. We got tons of books for our stallion. Beer cap. Yeah.
It's awesome.
All right, I should have cleaned up a little bit.
Good.
Place is a mess. Hey, look, I was like, I'm gonna save this cookie for later.
Yeah.
It was 3 days ago.
I'm weak.
I wouldn't spend it at all. I would literally keep working like I didn't make a penny that day. And there'd be days where there was a couple good jobs where I made $5,000 in a day. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, there was one particular job I probably made $13,000 in a week. It was just a really good job. Everything went off without a hitch. It was very well planned. I took that money, put it in the bank account, act like I never made it. So we just got a call from a trim guy who's out working on Emerald Point apartment complex. It was a fire job. We're putting the place back together, but we realized that the foundation in one of the units was dropped probably 4 to 5 inches. It was very significant. So when we hung the drywall, the floor was another 5 inches. So we just got the call. We got a stop work order because we kind of brought it to their attention. So we're going to go find out what they got to say about it. And this is Ashley calling me now. So I just got a call from my trim guy at Regency. He's saying that Breeden put a stop work order on that unit.
Okay.
So I'm going out there now to see what they got to say.
Or I'm going to be out here at 1.
You want me to wait till 1 and go out there?
Yeah, just wait.
Okay, perfect. I'll see you there at 1.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Already.
Yeah.
Those people are lucky.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna tell you, these people. I mean, those got on that power line, which sucks. But you'll see this house up on the left is one of the most beautiful properties you'll find in this area. All these over here. This guy has just an enormous amount of land that's extremely valuable. And that one guy is saying, I mean, they got a beautiful view here.
Alright, so I kind of want to know though, like, so you grew up in Portsmouth, right?
Yes.
So again, like, and I'm seeing where you are right now, and like you're a businessman, you have a bunch of businesses, you're like, people are just blowing up your phone nonstop, and it's like what, 8 in the morning, and you're just answering, just telling people where to go, what to do. In order to do that though, you have to be a leader, I believe. So, like, what made you like? Because personally, for me, like wanting to follow like real estate, this business path, like it's like my life. Like I really have to ask myself, like, hey, this isn't what I want. Like I'm not trying to follow the regular like routes and stuff. Like
path, yeah.
like what got that into you? Like
I was born with it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was born with it because I've been this way since I was young. I was never been a follower. Always been a leader. I mean, I literally could think about, I've thought about it. This has always been in me, as to go get it, make your own path. I actually did work for other people and I liked it. I always excelled, but it got to the point where when I'm working for somebody else and they're not running their organization like I would, I'm literally like, this is great, but we can do better. And if you get pushback, they don't like your ideas, then I think that happened in my career, and I mean, I kind of know where, and it's like, I know we can do better. You're the boss though, and you obviously don't want to do better, so maybe it's, time for me to go do my thing since I feel I can do better. I got to put up or shut up.
Yeah.
And I really have never been scared of risk or failure, and I do, at this point now, really contribute that to my growth, because it's just like no matter what you achieve, and you just got to keep stepping up the game.
Yeah.
So the biggest risk I ever took was starting a business on my own with no workers, just me, and I knew how to do remodeling and handyman work, but I wasn't like the absolute best. But I still felt like I could do better on my own than with somebody else.
Okay.
I started the business with a $7,000 credit card and probably $3,000 or $4,000 cash. That the credit card wasn't even mine; it was my parents'.
Okay.
And
Because I was gonna ask, how'd you have a $7,000 credit card?
my parents were like, Jeremy, like we believe in you, but if you put money on this card, you better be able to make the payments because we cannot.
Okay.
And it was at a real risk, and really me being able to understand my parents' financial position and the fact that they did step out there for me.
Yeah.
Gave me more drive. Not that I really needed it. I always had drive, but that it just put more on the line. You know, if I fail, now that I'm going to be putting more burden on them.
Yeah.
So that gave me more motivation. Well, it didn't take long before I didn't need that credit card, and then just things go good. It just went well. You know what I mean? I guess I was just doing good work and just doing what I told people I could do. And it didn't take long before I realized there's just not a lot of good contractors out there. You always hear bad stories. The contractor, this guy conned me. And believe me, it happens. I mean, I don't really see a lot of contractors that do that stuff, but I just hear about it all the time.
Okay.
You hear stories, this guy robbed me for $500, $5,000. People are naturally trusting people, and they'll give people money, you know what I mean? When somebody's in their face telling them what they're going to do. But the most important thing is if you're going to tell somebody you're going to do something. All new truss, just like the last place, totally gutted, 6 out of 8 units.
Okay.
All new trusses, all new plywood, all new roofing, soffits, metal, gutters, everything outside, except for windows, no windows. This is what we have to issue. This is what we're here for, to see what's going on here. See, our foundation is sunk pretty significantly here. We're gonna have to fix this. So we got all new drywall, plasterboard. This is the sand swirl, all sand swirl, which is more of an old school thing, but that's what they had. This one's a mess. We just finished up our trimming here. There it goes.
So is it just one unit that burned down or the whole thing?
This is, well, it's 2 buildings. It's actually 2 4-unit buildings. This is 705 over next door. Ahead is 701. Only 2 apartments over at 701 weren't totally affected. We did do the truss system. We didn't do actual drywall.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Simply Soap. Yeah, I know I haven't vlogged in a long time, guys, but we're back. So today I am actually doing the behind the scenes right now of Thinking Thursdays, guys. We're actually in an apartment complex that burned down, and we got Jeremy's team right now. They're actually rebuilding it back up, so I'm actually following day in the life with him, guys. I'm vlogging again, guys.
All the units are connected. It's an older complex, so actually the water and the gas runs from one building to the next building, next building, all in a run.
Okay.
Which is very bad because now when we shut this building down, as we did have to, 3 other buildings had no water or no gas.
Oh wow.
And no power. So basically, the way it is today, we run everything individualized so we can cut off one unit of one building as opposed to the whole building.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring it up the code where if water goes off in one unit, not the entire building is down. So we're going to add individual shutoffs and individual piping to every unit. Originally, it was just one water supply for the entire building. Just make sure you get loosely off. That degreaser's gonna really with the rag. How many rags you got?
Yeah. I think it's because the roof is. We open over here to be supposed to demo that.
This is the rack
And
right
that
there?
roof is, yeah.
See, I usually would take that off, no worries.
Mm-hmm. So we polish only over here, and then we can extend it the same way up.
Okay, looks good,
Yeah.
though. Good, very good. It's just like, I love it. Because there's nothing like the thrill and your heart beats like you're on a roller coaster. That's how you know you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. It's always like different. It's always
I do
interesting.
it for free, but my wife will love it.
I've seen it before, but I've never actually come in here before. Yeah. All right, Jeremy.
All right.
We went out today with you. We learned what you do a day in the life. Thank you so much for bringing us along, for showing us stuff you've been doing, man.
Yeah, we had a great time. We'll keep doing it.
100%. So we're gonna shoot out to your interview, and we're gonna sit down and learn how you got to where you are.
Thanks.
All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Thinking Thursdays. Once a week, we come together to chat with people who are crushing in their fields, because we've come to learn that success leaves clues, and it's our duty to share as many of these success principles with as many people as possible. I'm your host, Simply Soph, joined with my co-host, Vic.
Hey guys.
So who are we having out today, Vic?
Well, today we're gonna have a really interesting guest.
Okay.
We're gonna have drinks with Jeremy Mills. Jeremy's got a really great story from humble beginnings to a great success that he achieved in such a short period of time. He's a Class A, residential contractor. He's a commercial contractor. He's a home inspector. He's an investor, a jack of all trades. This guy is got a really interesting story.
100%.
Can't wait to have drinks with him today.
Hey guys, how are we doing today?
Hey man, good. How you doing? Thanks for coming out with us today. So why don't you just fill in our viewers and let them know about yourself and your story of success?
Excellent, okay. Well, everybody, my name is Jeremy Mills. I actually was raised in Portsmouth, Virginia. Went to Woodrow Wilson High School. Not the nicest area on the block, but it is what it is. So basically, I've started in residential contracting, started as a worker, moved my way up, started my own business, and really I've just tried to continue to grow and stack my credentials to what it is today.
Very nice, man. So tell us about your motivations. Your motivations to get up in the morning and do this every single day.
Well, really my motivation is to continue to grow. I'm very goal-oriented, very ambitious. I do believe that every day you got to give it everything you got. When you run a business, there's no days off. And as you begin to grow your business and you get employees, they're relying on you for employment. So there's no time to sit around and that they're counting on you.
Right.
So
there are a lot of people that are really counting on you, right?
Absolutely, and that really motivates me because I feel that obligation that their livelihood depends on me.
Wow.
And I take that very seriously.
It's a big responsibility, man.
It is.
And our viewers are really going to be interested in kind of seeing, they want to learn from you and learn how you've gained this level of success. But with success comes failures,
Oh, absolutely.
So why don't you tell us about one of your biggest failures and what you learned from it?
Well, when I think about my biggest failures, obviously there's many. I do believe that you're going to have tons of failures when you're growing, especially as somebody in a business world. The biggest thing that you don't want to let those failures get you down, slow you down, stop you. I would say probably one of my biggest failures is trying to do a business with one of my best friends and really not laying out the law or laying out the business plan 100%. And maybe the business didn't really start to go awry, but maybe not everybody was doing what was expected. And that ended up getting in the way of the friendship, which affected the business, which is obviously not good. So I think if I really had to think about it, that would probably, in my opinion, be one of my biggest failures, was really jumping into a business with a very good friend or family member. That's very important, and really not establishing all the guidelines.
Sometimes it is a mix, huh?
It
Family
does.
and
It
business,
does.
sometimes it's very difficult. So if you could just erase everything and go back to the beginning, you know, what would you do if you had to start all of this all over again?
I know it sounds a little crazy, but I don't know that I would do much different. I mean, even the worst case scenarios that I've went through has really made me who I am and really helped to define the actions that I take, the way that I go about business. And like I said, really, if I had to take it all back and do it over again, I would probably eliminate some of the toxic people or situations out of my life. Because I think that removing some of the toxic habits out of my life, people out of my life, that has really allowed me to grow and to continue growing. Because really, I'll tell you, negative attitudes, negative people, negative situations, they're going to be the weight that holds you back.
So we're getting to know who you are, right? We're trying to understand, because you've gotten all this success. You're a contractor, you're an investor, you're a builder, you're pretty up high there. However, we went from the aspect, you said where you came from Portsmouth. Somewhere you said not the best environment to grow up in. So, like, how did you become who you are? Because it's not the typical way.
Yep.
Most people wouldn't get out of there.
No, absolutely. I think that really, if I had to accredit to something, is literally consistency, determination, ambition, characteristics that I do hold that I believe are very important for somebody that's going to do what I want to do. Is every day you have to bring something. You have to just consistently go after it. Even if you're in one situation, you have another goal. Even though you're working on this goal, it doesn't mean you can't do something for other places. I guess what I'm trying to get at is I started off a sole proprietor, but I knew I wanted to have a corporation. It didn't take long before I figured out that having a corporation is really not that hard. It's just a little paperwork. Then I realized, well, I could also be a home inspector. I have the experience. Now, what else do I need to learn to be a qualified home inspector? Well, there was a 2-week class. I took the 2-week class, and then I continued my education. I was still doing contracting at the same time. They were related fields, so I was actually able to increase my experience and expertise organically. I've been doing residential contracting for quite some time, and I realized, well, you know, commercial contracting is not really so much different, just a larger scale. So I started to really kind of study what it takes to be a commercial contractor. How is it different? You know, what does it take to be a successful commercial contractor? And I just keep moving forward. It doesn't mean that you're not stopped somewhere else.
Just like adding tools to your toolbox and just being more valuable that way.
Yeah, and literally it's not like I'm trying to learn two totally different things. They're very similar. And you know, obviously you want to try to get down one thing, master that, and then kind of move on. But you're always evolving as a business person.
So what I'm seeing and I'm hearing a pattern is you're always looking for more, leveling up. So
Always looking to level
where did
up.
that come in you? Is that like from like being as a kid?
I think
Was
that is
always-
something that's always going to be in me, and it always has. And a lot of my friends know it, and they like that. And I love to motivate and inspire anybody. It's one of the things that I enjoy the most. I'm always looking to help people start businesses, help them with their businesses. It's something I'm very passionate about. And I think that people may misunderstand the difficulty of running a business. It can be very difficult, but it can be very easy. You know, it's just, you start. You gotta have a plan, you stick to the plan, and you just do it every day. It's a way of life for me.
Right.
It really is.
So Crown and Coke.
Crown and Coke.
Explain that, please.
It's a classic. I've been drinking it since I was younger, and I've always stuck with it. Never done me wrong. Got about 100 purple bags around.
Signature drink of the day,
Other
guys.
uses.
Crown and Coke.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So, we're now to our segment of the show that we want to try to throw out that wild card question. That wild card question that our guest Jeremy Mills is going to pick out, and then let's see what he has to say.
All
for
right,
us.
a little nervous here.
Let's pick out whatever question you want.
Yeah, take a sip first.
Pick out a question you want from this little bowl here.
Let's dig to the bottom.
All right, give it to us
Put
here.
the good stuff at the bottom.
Let's give it to us here. Let's do this here. All right. Outside of just working and running your 6 different businesses and all of your investments,
Yeah.
what else do you do with your time?
What else do I do with my time? It's actually a good question. It's really, to be totally honest with you, I try to hit the gym and do some working out. I literally just got into CrossFit recently, and I've really, really enjoyed it. It's something that's really pushed me to new limits. And to be honest with you, it's really helped me with balance of life, because I'm starting, as I evolve as a person, as I get older and wiser, I do realize that you can't just work all your life. It sounds like maybe I got 6 different businesses. How do you do it? Well, I really kind of just run all the businesses at the same time. Whatever needs the attention gets the attention. Whatever plant needs the water gets the water. But you got to have balance in your life, and I do believe that working out for me has been the real ticket to stress management, to really open my mind and help me think outside the box and just deal with the situation of life. So balance is really helping me out.
Okay. Now, our viewers, are listening to your story and they're seeing what you've done. But, what do you feel like you can provide them as the next 3 actionable steps that they can take today to, work their way towards reaching the same level of success that you have?
That's a good question. Well, if I had to really say that the 3 things that if you want to attain a level of success that is very rapid, first, you need to know what you're going to do, and you need to have a very good understanding. Before I really started my company, I had 5 different names, 10 different logos, but at the end of the day, the game plan was the same. I knew exactly what I was shooting to do, and I had it on paper where I could read it. I could put it in my mind so that I could go out and manifest into the world. It really helped. Helped so much so that when I did it, I put that away in a drawer, came back 2-3 years later, read it, and I'd subconsciously done everything on that business plan.
Wow.
So I would say, know what you want to do and put it on paper, because when you put it on paper, you can read it over and over and over again. As crazy as it might sound, you're going to put it into your mind. That's what you're going to do. Secondly, I would say that you have to start. If you're always talking about doing something, then you're never really doing it.
Right.
Right, guys?
Right.
And
Take action.
Take action. And most importantly, do not be scared to fail, because you're going to fail. You're going to make big mistakes. Just don't let the mistakes get you down.
Wow.
Because really, that's, if I had to put it in a nutshell, it's what has been responsible for my success. Being resilient, being determined. Go out there and get it. Don't think you're not worth it. Because if that's what's going to hold you back. Because if you don't think you're worth it, that's why you're really not taking action. You're just talking.
Wow.
Wow,
You heard it here,
You
yeah?
said it all. That was amazing. And guys, that's our show for today. Jeremy, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you,
If
guys.
people want to reach out to you and get in touch with you, where can they find you?
Well, you can catch me, you can email me. The company name is Home Investments Incorporated. The email is homeinvestments757@gmail.com. Reach out to me with any questions, and I'd be glad to get back to you.
All right, perfect. We'll have a link in the description. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Again, a lot of stuff was said, but guess what? Just take one thing away from what he said and use that, apply it to your week. We'll catch you guys in the next episode.
All right, thanks for the drinks. I appreciate it.
See you. Doses.